Um, what do we have? I'm late, so there's already comments. This is always true, Parlato. Always true. This is Eros' place. What up, Peter? Um, isn't it? You're Justin, right? All right. We have some friends. Meow meow. Um, okay. This is almost gonna be a primer, I think. I want to start a conversation. I should probably have given Seabax some credit for this too, but I feel like a lot of the seeds for this were planted. What up, Cassandra? What up, Mark? Yeah, the vertical, don't click on the vertical then. Click on the horizontal. I mean, I guess this is just for people that just want to be on their phones all the time. Look, look, look. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't want to be caught behind the times, You got to get with the times. All right. It is playtime. It will be playtime. I'm gonna lay out some things, then I'm gonna open it up, and we're probably gonna do about an hour and a half. Um, got some coffee here. Got some vitamins. Vitamins? But not vitamins. I don't know what they are. Some of them are. Got this gross thing that I put some of my vitamins in because I don't want to have part of the gel capsule. I don't know. I don't want a lot of that stuff. I don't. And then there's creatine in this because apparently creatine's good for you. Plus, I want to get yoked. Just kidding. I haven't lifted. Jason Schweizer is always asking me, not just me, but me and this other guy, workout routines. And I was like, I haven't lifted weights seriously in 20 years. No cap. All right. But I want to start though, because it's good for you, I think, as you get old. Nick, are you in here? You're the worst. Nick's giving me shit for not. Nick, we will figure out sometime, and I will come on Chesterton and chill. I'm very excited about it. I will try to be well rested because usually my mind is my like frenetic. I like my mind the most in the morning. My mind at night is only meant for consumption, which is kind of related to the stream title. What is the internet for, and how should we participate? Because I put this down in the description, I think. And part of this, I think, has to do with being creators, being creative and co-creators and just consumers. And I think think of it as an economy, right? You need creators in an economy. You need people that are actually producing things, and then you need people that are consuming things, production and consumption. But then also, I think Brett Weinstein on his most recent Rogan gave a definition of rent seeking that I thought was a lot more helpful than just associating rent seeking with landlords and rental properties and that sort of thing. Rent seeking in an economy are people who are just looking to extract money from you. They're not providing any value. They aren't producing anything. They're not making anything. They're not makers. They're not creators. They just want your money. So it's the kind of people who would like the goal would be to get you to subscribe for something and then not really use it. Like let's say if I think my mother-in-law, like for example, has a Netflix account. I don't know that she's ever watched Netflix. So apparently she's just been, I don't know, just writing Netflix a check for years, perhaps. Why? I don't know, man. But also there's so much stuff going on in the modern world that it's hard to keep track of all this stuff. So I will come on Chesterton and chill. I will make it happen. I'm committed to it. Nick is a friend. I value him. I value what he's doing with the Chesterton and chill. I'm not going to be smoking a cigar because I have asthma. Praise the Lord. Cassandra's back with us in the horizontal, not the vertical. How about this? How about that? How about that, Cassandra? Now what's up? Now what's up? All right. This conversation, I got to give Seabax props for this because he started these conversations. What are they called in his thing? Let's look it up. Let's look it up and share it. Let's do a little promotional here. Christian Baxter. What's also fun is how your subscriptions change. You know, when you go and look at your subscriptions, they kind of have a hierarchy. You know what I'm talking about? So like right now, usually this is how it works. Usually PVK is on my hierarchy. Let's look at it. Let's just show it. Let's just, you know, I show you mine, you show me yours, okay? And we're talking about screen subscriptions. Yeah, I know you're accessing my screen. Okay, look at this. Vanderclips. Are we showing it here? There's also YouTube stuff or UFC stuff because I said this recently too. I watched a couple great UFC fights that were highly technical. I'm a fan of Ian Machado Gary. He had a fight with, who is this? This is for you, Machu. Because, and Lance is trying to connect me with, is it Peugeot the Lesser or is it Peugeot the Greater? With Matthew Peugeot, I won't try the terrible French things. And he said I should go just pack up my hemp shorts and my Birkenstocks and go out and make sourdough bread with Machu for 3 months in his yurt, which I'm game for. Okay. Vanderclips. Is that just because it's live? I think so. Paul Vanderclips, number 1. Look at who's number 2. Look at this. Let's zoom in. Can we zoom? Can't zoom. How do I zoom? Neil the Datalist. Okay? Griswold Grimm. It's probably because I was watching the Dave Busatil Griswold Grimm Fringe Encounter. Mark D. Parker, because I usually try to catch the House of Woo. Christian Baxter, Free Rillian. That's where I'm at. So here's the thing. Little interjection. This is Christian YouTube and algorithm. This is going to be related to what we're talking about, the internet and how do we use it and what is it for. TLC, PBK said this a long time ago. We are trampling down the algorithm by the algorithm. It's pretty hard to break through my salience filter on YouTube I watch what the hell I want to watch. And it's usually interests that I have. It usually depends on if I'm in a mode of just watching something for mere entertainment or I'm watching something because it's something that a friend has made. This is a creator thing. Or I'm just trying to stay up to date on TLC stuff because this is. So let's go into Seabax. Let's finish up the Seabax thread, and then we're going to start talking about some things and get into this. All right. Seabax. Let's zoom out. Let's zoom back. Stop it. Zoom back out. Videos. Where are you at? We want live streams probably, right? Lives. Because is that where you're... Because this is all conversation craft. This is where... Look at this is Seabax being so... You know, this is Seabax being a tryhard, right? But this is the last one. Yours truly. Gen Z Men. Yours truly live. Charlie Kirk's effect on Gen Z Men. Before that, he had what was the other Gen Z roundtable? You guys know what I'm talking about. He's had a few of these. Where are they? Questions for Rick Walker. You can see his editing and his skills. Look at how he's gotten so much better. You see his evolution. You see his progression. Anyhow, he's done a few, whatever. He's done a few of these roundtables with these younger Gen Z guys, Gen Alpha things. And these are guys that I know. This is something that's very interesting. I mean, PVK has done these too, I guess. Generational handoff videos. He did it with Catherine and Eamon, and Rod was involved in those. And few other people have been involved in those. And something I'm very interested in. Mentorship, generational wisdom, generational handoff. What are the intergenerational differences? What are differences in generations, and how do we translate generational differences culturally and technologically. So it's a super, super, super fascinating conversation. And we have some banger young persons in this corner. Who are our younger, put it in the chat because I want to know, who are some of our younger um, generational Zoomer alpha women, females in the chat? Cece? How old's Cece? But anyhow, like Seabax has often had conversations with Joseph Lambrecht, local boy. Joseph and I both have very busy lives, and he lives a little ways out of town here. But love that dude. Would love to hang out with him more. He should come to Estuary sometime. But it's hard, you know. He's got a big family, life, you know, things going on. President Foxman, Noah. Oh yeah, is Joyce a Zoomer? Thank you, Noah. Not Peter. Justin. Who else is in those? Parlato feels like he's younger, but Parlato can't be a Zoomer. Who's in them? I was just looking at it. Afriel is in there. You get it. Anyhow, we have some of these younger guys, and they are who am I forgetting? Sorry for the people I'm forgetting. I'm winging it. It's really fascinating to me because I'm, as a elder millennial, I'm like which apparently is cringe to call yourself an elder millennial. I don't give a shit. Post cringe. I'm Paul Antliner, post cringe. It's kind of, I've heard people say this recently, and I'm taking it on faith. This is kind of like personalist trust that some of these guys younger than me, I think McMo was talking about this. And other people have said it too. Maybe Grimm was saying it. I don't know. Grimm is special though, because he's just been so deep in the internet for a while. I think Grimm is probably Gen X. I'm not sure. Afriel's 5 seconds younger than you. Afriel's an older Zoomer. Okay. Alan's a younger guy. Joseph. Who else? Put it in. We got in the chat. That is not how you spell Alan. Alan spells his name pretentiously because he's angry. So he can be angry about people when they misspell it because it's Y. Allyn. I mean, come on. Alan's parents grow up. It's ridiculous. We're talking intergenerational handoff stuff. So Trey's definitely younger. He's more Jordan Peterson sphere, Fraterecci side. I like Trey. I've hung out with Trey. We gave Trey a ride back. Me and a buddy gave Trey a ride back to the airport from Northwestuary. Jarsburg. How old are you? What is, and also, I knew at one point who you are. Because this is the thing in these online communities, associating people's names with handles, it's difficult. Anyhow, junior millennial, young millennial. Also, Zep, people have been given lots of shout outs, but I posted about it. I feel like Neil is carrying the torch. He's carrying the fire of the heart of TLC with stuff that he's doing, randos. I mean, PVK is still doing it, obviously, and this is the difference. We're gonna get into this information economy versus meaning economy, and that's the difference between what came to mind was qualia, but I don't think so. It's the difference between primary and secondary principles, accidents versus like primary stuff. The person is the center and the nexus of all meaning. So it's meaning and information, and TLC is always trafficked in meaning and persons. And so it's not information centric. Nick sent me Mark Lefebvre and Grimm's first like old Fringe encounter from like 4 years ago. And Mark, God bless you. Love you a lot. You talk about the intimacy crisis, but there's so much information and so little intimacy in your videos that I struggle. Because I can take a little information. And yeah, watch Zep's conversation with Nick and Neil. All over the place. Good Lord. But I want to try to open this up early. So Seabax has been doing these conversations. there's these young guys who are in the corner who are overlapping with stuff that I care about, but yet I've also realized, and I'm realizing this with my own children, um, as they're getting older and they're teenagers, that the medium is the message, and the arena does a huge deal, arena and agency, right? The space, the medium in which things happen, and maybe this is related to my last stream of culture and religion, right? Shaping the garden, the body, the religion, perhaps, is kind of the arena, and the culture is what emerges and is created and what is made in the different medium. Um, maybe the religion's all of it. I don't know. But like what is happening in these different mediums? Because if we can even talk about generations, then it's a thing. I think if you can name something, it's a thing. And that doesn't mean that your understanding, your exact map of it is fully true, because that's the Whitestone name stuff, but it's something real. So the fact that we have generations, these different generations and how culture shapes them is true. And the way that these younger generations have been shaped and understand technology is very different. And I'm learning that because I'm not, although whatever, I guess I'm a streamer and I do the streaming stuff and I'm involved in TLC. This is a little bit of, let's get into some Luke lore, because it's kind of weird. It is really weird for me because for a variety of reasons, I got on Twitter back in the day to try to have more. I was having a hard time finding adult interaction about ideas and things that I like. What PBK has often said about his channel is these are the conversations that I've always wanted to have. And Zepp said in his conversation about like Midwest Ray, he sat down at a table, I think with Gray Hamilton. That's who he mentioned, a few other people. And he's like, instant deep conversation. People who are involved in the TLC like this. We're not into small talk. We want to go immediately into deep conversation, either about ideas or about cultural, religious, political. Like, it's that trope of like that I kind of grew up with is you don't talk about religion, politics, sex, religion, politics, money, sex, religion, politics, whatever. People in the TLC, it's just like, nope, that's basically all we want to talk about. Politics can be a little dicey because of the idolatry, but so can religion. So can any of this stuff, right? The most important things are going to be where the highest percentage of idolatry exists because they're the most important, both in truth, but also in its bastardization, Christ and Antichrist. So we love to talk about this stuff, and that was always hard. So I was on Twitter a little bit, but the medium of Twitter is very difficult for me. I think it's incredibly difficult to use the medium of Twitter well. For example, the tweet that went most viral my recent thing, because I got on Twitter mainly just to promote and interact with this stuff, my live streaming TLC connections. And I did that Rob Bell clip from an Instagram reel or something that Seaback sent me. And it's gone the most viral out of anything that I ever did. And then people started retweeting it, but in shitty ways that I thought was gross. And it made me feel gross. And I deleted it because I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not participating in, I don't know, gross, merely protesting against so that's the thing, a culture that's just set against, like the culture divided will not stand. Just a criticizing culture is parasitic. Peugeot has talked about this, like even all the way back to rebel wisdom, right? He's like, even in the name, rebel wisdom is not, you can't build a culture on rebellion. It doesn't work. Rebellion is automatically assuming the thing rebelled against, so it's parasitic. In order to build something, you have to be creative. You have to be generative. You can't be rent-seeking your protest, right? Just feeding off of the thing that you're set in opposition to. And so I don't like that much. I think Twitter does that a lot. I don't see it as that much of a generative space. TLC to me has always been kind of a generative space, although we don't know exactly what we're doing because it's kind of this emergent thing. But like streaming to me is creative. It's this conversation I did with Cassidy, which she just released her conversation with Faraday, like her husband, with Jeff Pace from Miranda's United. She re-uploaded it to her channel because that's something TLC, contrary to the haters. Look who's calling me. I'll cover up Chad, the alcoholic. Chad, you're on my live stream right now, and you're on speakerphone. I can't talk, but do you want to say hi through my live stream? Is this allowed?
Yeah. You gotta check your comments because your stream there is like skipping and stuff, bro.
It's what? So what's happening?
It's your stream connection is really bad. So I thought I'd just jump ahead in the comments since you're not reading them because you're all being personal. So I thought I'd get extra personal.
Thanks, buddy. Do you think it's my Wi-Fi? Does it suck? What's going on?
Yeah, it's something. Or you have too many windows open.
Okay, shit. Okay.
Also, if you could do me a favor and never use that stupid iPhone thing, that is so dumb. Yeah, I have an iPhone.
Dude, I'm trying to be ahead of the curve. I don't want to be left behind. I'm trying to be new, innovative.
You have rapture insurance. It's okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I should probably not do it. Okay.
Also, hi, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Hi, bye. Meow, meow. Okay. Sorry. If the connection has been shitty, my bad. Okay. Let me try to close some things. What is happening? Now Sam is calling me? What the hell is happening right now? Okay, let's see. I got to make sure he knows. Sam, you're currently on my live stream.
Yeah, well, I figured out there's a way to jump the line.
Yeah, I guess if you have my phone number. This is the new evolution in streaming. If you have my phone number, you can just call in.
Yeah, if you can't find the link, if no one's dropped the link, then all you have to do is call the person and you can get right on the live stream.
I can still filter it, though. I don't have to answer. What's going on? Are you just doing this for fun, or are you telling me that my connection sucks? What's happening?
Well, Chad is right. Your connection does seem a little choppy for some reason.
Now, this is hilarious. Okay, I'm going to let you go. I got another call. Here we go. Okay, hello, you're on speaker.
I thought this was a funny bit. I wanted to participate in my friends doing the funny bit.
This is ridiculous. Okay, points to this person has not introduced themselves. Who is it? Put it in the stream.
Oh, it's David Booth.
This was for the comments. You loser. You totally messed it up.
Sometimes I get confused.
Yeah, you do. All right. Okay. I'm gonna let you go and get back to it because I gotta fulfill the stream and I'm not answering any more phone calls. Sorry. I might mention who else tries to call me, but Chad, Sam, and David we've evolved. This is great. All right. See you later, buddy.
Beautiful.
Wow. Thank you for letting me know, Chad. Beautiful man. Thank you for letting me know my connection sucked. I tried to close some things. Hopefully it's better. Let's get back to it. So there you go. What are we doing? 3 of my friends who have my personal phone number, people that I met through the internet, and seriously, all those people that called me, I would put in the category of they're 3 of my best friends. Like, they're very good friends. David, increasingly so. Like, I just talked to David yesterday after his Grim stream. Well, it was maybe the last 2 days we had brief phone calls because I thought it was great. David's fantastic. It also boggles my mind. Sometime I want to talk to David privately about anxiety and darkness because he's also an Enneagram 4. But he seems so chipper all the time, you know? Phlebas, I don't even know if Phlebas has my email. I don't know if Phlebas has my phone number. Do you? Risto has my phone number. Okay. So this is the thing, is what are we doing here? We talk about that a lot. Grim gives me shit because I have Grimm's phone number. Grimm could call me. Because I keep the TLC alive by talking about the TLC, and maybe that's my role, okay? But I like to balance. This is the thing between relational economies, meaning economies, and information economies. I like to talk about ideas, obviously. I'm not highly technical. I'm not great at the technical stuff, part of the ideas. I'm great at the 30,000 foot view, intuitive, mosaic vision level. So I like to talk about ideas, but I like to do it in kind of a fun, silly way. I open the fucking stream doing kitty cats. Yeah, exactly. That's my phone number. Not giving you the zip code. Um, ask for Jenny. Correct. That's the secret. That's my secret pet name. So levity and gravity. I think you need, because the world is, Christ the Eternal Tao is an antimony, right? We're talking about meditations on the Tarot. Anytime you say, this is crystal logic, Jordan Daniel Wood stuff, Maximus, anytime you say anything, the opposite is included, the opposite. But it's not really an opposite because nothing is really opposite because dualism is an illusion, as is monism. You need some kind of, this is Sam's Christology conversation with David Bentley Hart, right? Unity and multiplicity. How do we make sense of those things? You can't have two really, if you posit two things, you're implying a third. And so with any antimony, because the reality is an antimony, Christ the eternal Tao, order, chaos. If you say light, you're inferring and implying dark, because what is light set in contrast to? You can't see anything without contrast. Only God resides in pure light, right? And I was actually thinking about this. I don't know who said this. A famous physicist said this, but it's kind of true. People will say poetically, like, we are made of stardust. But really, what matter is concretized light. I know this from chemistry. This is my background. This is my education. We had what was it? It wasn't a mass spectrometer. It was a plasma. It was like a plasma torch, which you injected. We used it to measure vitamins, and you would take very dilute solutions of samples of different nutraceuticals, they were called, and you would take a dilution of it, you would inject it into this analytical machine, and you'd shoot it through a plasma torch, and it would emit light, different kinds of light. So what you're doing is the reverse of what we are, right? Think about photosynthesis. This is the same thing. What do plants do through photosynthesis? They take light from the soil, they take heaven and earth, and they produce fruit. Chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the organelle, the organ, the little machine inside the plant that takes light and converts it into physical matter, starches, and then they probably have modes for building proteins and all that kind of stuff. So light, God resides somehow in pure light. We are beings of light with garments of skin. Think of like the Sephirot or the tree of life, that image that Jacob has on that looks like a human man with the tree of life, and it's just like the third eye just emitting light. Like, this all seems like that symbolic stuff isn't just like new age nonsense. Like, it's narcissists always talking about leaves. It's autumn. It's autumn out. How narcissistic. We be silly. Here's another thing too that's a metric for me in friendship with me. If you're serious all the time, like the Joker, why so serious? I can't take you seriously if you're serious all the time. I don't play. It's debatable, but maybe the center of the universe and creation is a cosmic joke. I just, if you If you don't laugh that much, I don't want to hang out with you. Like, I don't want to go to a bar with you. I don't want to have a drink with you. I don't want to have a drink with Chad either. But like, I guarantee you, if I hung out with Chad, someday we will. Our wives will meet. I wasn't able to really meet and hang out with his wife at Midwestuary because it was complicated and Chad was very busy. But um, I don't think, Chad, you've even met my wife. Nick has. Nick has met my wife briefly. Briefly. Um, me and my wife are very different. Here you go. This is one way that we're very different. My wife is very practical, very rooted, very and I'm kind of a basket case, as you guys know. I'm all over the place. A little bit mentally. My mind is a torrent, can be at times. I can be centered though if I want to be. But we really related about humor and playfulness. My wife has often said, like, if it wasn't, because I can be a very serious person, but she's like, she couldn't be married to me. She's said that for like verbatim. If I weren't playful and silly and perhaps funny at times, uh, our marriage wouldn't work. It would be like torture. If all you are is gravity without any airy levity, get an atmosphere, people. If you're a little too serious, try getting an atmosphere. Try breathe in and breathe out a little bit, you know? Oh, I gotta do a practical thing. Let me see. Is this somebody's? I'm putting in patios and somebody's getting rock, and I have to communicate about that. Because I had extra base, because I'm too based. So I had extra base. This is related. We'll get back to it. I'm already going too long, and I want to open this up. Sorry. Okay, here we go. So, okay, we're circling back to the title, and then we'll open it up because we're going to stay on topic for this. Although we go all over the place, which is fine. You know, it's one of my streams. That's what we're going to do. Based, for example, this. I wasn't seasoned in internet culture, right? Elder millennial. So like I'm early 40s. And I grew up pre-internet. Internet kind of started junior high, but it wasn't really a thing. College, there was like Facebook, Napster, all that kind of stuff. There wasn't really social media. I mean, that kind of stuff didn't really exist. I didn't have a cell phone until probably, I don't know, junior year. Was a flip phone. I mean, iPhones didn't happen until like 2007. I got married before iPhone. And so like I have feet, my crotch is right. My legs, two sides of the internet social media, and my crotch is right. Listen, this is me. This is the internet. The internet's my crotch, and these are both legs. I'm straddling it. That's what I'm saying. I'm riding it like a cowboy, like a horse. That's for Skank. These are little insider shout outs. And so I understand it, but I don't really understand it. And I was largely a Luddite because I got into like Elul and I'm kind of a crunchy hippie and homesteading and technique and mammon. And I was going to write the book Technological Babble like 10 years ago, around the same time. And I'm very doubtful of scale and technique. And I had all the seeds of personalism in my mind. But then I connected with some people. I met some human beings via the internet. And then really through the PVK, early days of TLC stuff, algorithm, COVID, these weird synchronicities all happened where I met some friends and this whole thing happened, but I don't really understand the internet. So back to the base thing, like I just found out the other day that base has connotations. I always thought base just meant grounded, rooted, like base, foundational, the word, you know? But it also, I guess, is like politically coded to mean right leaning, you know, like MAGA, Trumpy or something based. And I was like, I didn't know that. There's lots of things that I don't know. And so I want to start more of these intergenerational technological conversations with people like people that are younger than me, people that I respect, people like Noah, like Afriel. Who else did people put in the comments? Joseph, Seabax, Nick, a lot of these guys that I'm talking to, Henry. Who else in the chat? I'm not outing everybody. I can't put the voice chat, the group chat on blast like this. But Grim knows a ton about this stuff, but I think Grim's older than me, aren't you? What? Or who are we talking about? How do you feel when you find out that your new friends are racist? As far as I know, none of my new friends are racist. I'm not a big racist guy. Not big on racism. You know, I'm not, it's not my thing. Who's this? I know who you are. Aren't you younger? Maybe not. I think I know who you are, but I'm forgetting. There's too much stuff going on right now. But also that too, you know, it's not that I don't want to listen. This is my channel, and it's not that I don't want to talk about Nick Fuentes. I'm sure I will at some point, and that kind of stuff is fine. I'm looking for quality conversations, and quality is a thing that is not determined through information. It's a meaning thing. It's determined by persons. Only persons see quality because it's a value judgment. Information doesn't give you value. No, no amount of like material sand in a pile gives you a pile and a mound of quality. You know, it doesn't matter. Because what's the matter with matter, perhaps? So I do want to have some of these conversations because I think it's true. Like when I talk to Noah, who's super based, super mega. That's just kidding. That's kidding. That's kidding. I've realized like this happened in the group chat. This word. Who knows what this is? Right? Here we go. I'm putting it in here. Lol cow. I have no idea what that is. And people use this terminology sometimes in chats, and I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I feel like the old dude. This is the thing, really, and this is part of it. I want to know how to intergenerationally bridge the gap and mediate and give gifts. I want to give and receive gifts. This is something that Noah said to younger generations, my kids included. These younger Zoomers, I want to be able to give you things and give you wisdom from a different generation because you only know things through initiation, and you can't be initiated in my generation because it's not yours. But I can hopefully, via wisdom and trust and relational belief, trust, faith, give you gifts from my generation. I also want to receive gifts from your generation because this is something Noah was saying yesterday in the chat. He was saying like, there are certain things and obstacles on the internet and personalities and spirits. Grimm does this kind of stuff. It's the whole mind control thing that you do not know and do not understand because you have not been initiated with it, who will take advantage of you. And I'm kind of a naive optimist. I assume the best until I need to be proven otherwise. But that doesn't mean that I can't have, like, for example, moderators on my channel who I know and love. Phlebas, here he is. Listen, he has a wrench. That means I trust Phlebas enough to moderate the comments on my channel. Lots of people from who William has one. You should also have one from whom all blessings flow, you know? CMA? What? CMA? Why do you have a wrench? Who are you? Did you change your handle? I must trust you. Or I did it one time. I gave you a wrench. So, I don't know. That's probably enough talking for this. Is like, I think these things are valuable. I think live streaming is valuable. I think the degree of participation that I have on the internet is valuable. I learn things all the time through hearing people's stories. I think there's a lot of value in hearing the mundane facts of people's stories. Not like, but it can't be, in a way, it can't be manipulated. Like you can't, it's God stuff. It's not mammon stuff because it's part of the reason, like the randos. people do not watch, the people who watch Paul's randos, in my opinion, are the people that are interested in the God stuff. The people that just watch his informational things primarily and his commentary stuff are people who are more interested in systems and the politics of the machine. They're interested in colonization and world domination. They often conflate their map with the territory, and I would say they're primarily, not always, but I'm saying they can be driven by fear and not love. By the way, I've been watching some movies lately. Hamnet, I'm very excited about. I think I should read the book first, but like there's a line in it. The damn trailer about makes me cry. It did make me cry. But it's just like, what can you do? Keep your heart open. Hard thing to do when you've been hurt, but maybe it's a key to becoming one with God, one who forgives. Listen, and that's why I need pushback, Jeremy. I'm not trying, and this is why I said, as a rule, my friend Gabriel, he pushes me on this all the time. He wrote an article called Beautiful Machines. Make friends by worldly means. Systems thinkers, I do think all institutions are inherently demonic. I believe that. But that doesn't mean that God doesn't manifest in systems. God manifests everywhere, including Sheol and death. So, dude, is my sound still sucky? Okay. I've closed so many things. What is happening? Okay. Maybe. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I was trying to fix stuff and close things, and I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to close as much as I can. I just yelled at my son to get off the internet. All right. I'm sorry about the vertical too thing. I'm sorry about everything. I'm sorry I was ever born. I'm like Adam Lanza's father. Dude, I don't know what to do about it. I seriously don't. Okay. I'm going to try to, my bad. I'm going to try to fix it. I'm going to try to just give, shut up, my computer primary, how do I do this? See, this is the thing. You guys would know how to do this super well. Let's go. High priority, set high priority. Give it how much bandwidth? All of it. It can have all of it. Upload bandwidth, all of it. Let's see what happens. That should fix it. We'll see. Is it the double stream thing? How can I stop that now? Yeah, it probably is. Okay. I'm going to open this up. Here, ground rules. People have been happy that I'm setting ground rules. No interrupting. Or like minimal. Use your wisdom, use your social skills, use your emotional intelligence. Pay attention to how much you're speaking and how much you're listening. This is a brave space, but it's also a space where you can use your ears, and listen to other people. Maybe ask other people genuine questions that aren't rhetorical questions. Maybe sit in a low seat and don't think of yourself too highly. Understand and know your temperament. If you're one that's typically prone to not speak that much, maybe encourage yourself to speak up more. If you're prone to talking a lot, like me, maybe tell yourself to speak a little less. Oh, I bet maybe it's my stream, Claire. I can do what I want. I'm setting up the rules. Do you believe in rules, Claire? I need to listen to your conversation with Mark. I haven't listened to it too. Do you believe in structure at all? Do you think structure is a good thing? Does your body have bones? You should have boundaries. They should also be flexible sometimes because I'm not a rigorist. I'm very liberal in my thinking. So those are some of the ground rules. Don't interrupt. You know, if I have to warn you, I'll maybe like then I probably won't give you a second warning. I'll just get rid of you. I love the way Jacob handled this with, you know, whatever, the daddy pill people. He came in and defended his boy Chezi and Yoav, and it was fantastic. Okay, I don't know. Seriously, I don't know how to stop settings. I'm really sorry that it's skipping so much. I don't know how to make it. I don't think I can edit it and remove the thing. You know? Um Hey Claire, if this is really bothering you, just end it. Just stop watching it. If you don't like my nannying. Um so whatever. I'm going to open it up. Sorry, maybe you guys can help me. That's true. The best way, don't feed the trolls, I guess. Stop streaming and start a new stream. I don't. Shit. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. We'll just do the other stream. I'm going to end this, start the other one, and then I'll open it up immediately. So that's it. Come back. Come back, quick.